Hello everyone, Beta here. Today I am attempting a new format for a series, through which I will try to highlight different subjects or pieces of media that are in my opinion worth experiencing, either because of a strong message, good world building, or an overall amazing theme. This series would be called Beta on Report. We'll focus on experiences I completely analyzed and eventually understood, and will act as my definitive thoughts onto a certain topic. So I am here to talk about ABZU, a game I fully played on stream, and also you could check our stream at twitch.tv/bluewallsfree. I stream every Sunday. And without further ado, let's dive into the story of ABZU and what it tries to tell us the players. Also, this video will contain spoilers for ABZU, so if you haven't played it, I definitely recommend doing so, and then you could come back to this discussion. You wake up in the middle of the ocean with no information, you just get a brief indication of how the controls work, and off you go, diving into a vast ocean full of places to explore and a story to unravel. The first thing to mention is that the game has no dialogue, which gives the player a special interaction with it. By talking with you only through sheer image, the message feels more personal when you eventually get the grasp of it. The sole purpose of the game is for you to go forward towards beautiful ocean landscapes, and the ocean is so beautifully built that you could stare at it for hours on end. As you swim through the world, you will eventually come across different dead portions of the ocean, your little diving protagonist being able to restore them by filling certain temples found in the depths with a magical energy that comes from within himself. So you swim across the ocean peacefully, interact and ride majestic beasts and sea creatures while admiring the world and restoring the ocean to its former glory. Also, while exploring, you will come across two important story elements. The first one are these little robots which you'll encounter from the beginning of the game, very cute, following you and beeping along the way, which identifies them as friendly characters right away. They are also important for progressing in the game, opening certain coral gates by burning them to ashes? Corals are alive, you know. Anyway, you don't think about this much until the second element appears, the shark. He kills one of your robots, making this the first act of aggression in the game, and adding this to our innate idea about sharks as dangerous creatures, we are scared of the shark. However, the atmosphere of the game makes you rather curious about this new predator's intentions, rather than afraid of him, which would have been the case in any other game. So even with him in mind, you venture forward deeper and deeper. And only after reviving the 4 ocean temples, tensed action finally starts to take off. After reviving all the temples, we are getting deep into the ocean and coming across these mechanical pyramids. There are a few mechanical structures before too, and they look out of place, but only now does this really start to concern you. They are machines that will harm the player if they get too close, and despite them being unable to kill you, these things will make you feel powerless and really pump in some anxiety every time they start beeping. After you encounter them for the first time, you find the shark harmed by one and you wanna help the shark. The entity that seemed a threat for you so far seems helpless in face of a power that should be outside of this world, so you feel indebted to help him. Afterwards, in a scene cut from How to Train Your Dragon, you become friends with the shark. and go on together to defeat the main villain of this world, the biggest pyramid, aka the cause for all the pollution in the ocean. However, as you go forward, eventually things go south. The entire time you are there, a dawning presence never leaves your side, and eventually in an awful turn of events the shark is killed, which is a fucking sad moment. Also, you gather intel in this facility, which lets you piece together a story that was teased in some portions earlier, like these images in some temples you crossed, that a civilization was there before. And then, into a final reveal the game pulls on the player, you discover yourself being just another machine, not so different from all the robots around you, and you don't belong in the ocean either. Yet, after seeing your newfound friend the shark die, you keep pushing forward, fueled by revenge, together with a new seek for redemption, for you have now seen firsthand how machine kills the ocean's life, with a quest being to prove that you are not like all the other robots, soulless and selfish. As you go along through the old civilization's buildings, now mere ruins eaten by the power of the ocean, you will come across even more impressive creatures, the game proving you time and again how majestic the ocean is. Also, you are in direct contrast of them, a broken robot with its circuits on sight. You will eventually arrive to the 5th temple, the biggest temple created by the old civilization, revealing the most impressive creature, the defender of the ocean, the temple of the great white shark. And here, we venture towards the final chapter of our story. As you get on the top of the temple, you will find a gate that pulls you back at the bottom of the ocean. And this time the energy you have, which by now you will learn is just the power of the ocean, capable of fueling all the machines, manages to revive the shark himself, afterwards giving life to the main character as well, a symbol that the ocean appreciates our fight and efforts. It forgives us. The end of the story is compelling and happy, with our protagonist managing to save the ocean, all the pyramids being slowly but surely deactivated, as you can see the ocean grasping back his long-lost territory. Then the game ends with the happy ever after, but the echoes made in the player's mind remain long after you have put down the controller. And before going to the 4th part, I wanna let you have a longer gasp at all the images from the ending, because it is just marvelous. Once the game ends, you will be satisfied with our happy ending, but inside your mind a bit of confusion might grow, and a lot of questions about what actually you experienced. And for this the answer is quite interpretable. We have some very strong pillars, however, to base our assumptions on. First of all, it is obvious that there were once people inhabiting the world of ABZU, who grew quite advanced harvesting the power of the ocean. However, as they evolved, they transformed from the humble and moderate people they once were into greedy and ignorant monsters who did not care about the consequences of their actions, stealing from the ocean power for their own benefit. This eventually brought their demise, for despite the ocean carrying on and taking their lives, the death sentence was signed by their own greed, not by the ocean. The ocean was too late, however, as their devices were already self-conscious and continued their destructive mission even with the civilization gone. And then a single robot challenged the superintelligence and eventually succeeded in saving the world. And if you did not get it by now, this game talks about us, humans. Humanity grew to a point where they consume resources into an oblivious, ignorant manner. They consume and consume without a care about the fact that eventually this planet will decide it had enough of us and calamities will destroy us. Alternatively, it would come to a point where we don't have anything else to consume. Put differently, if we don't take care of our world, our actions will overwhelm and destroy us, much like the way the civilization from ABZU was synced not by the ocean, but by their own greed. It is a call to compassion and tries to put into the attention of the world that our planet is killed by humans, caring about nothing but their own profit, and if we don't open our eyes soon, it would be too late. But it ends into a positive note, saying that if a single person leaves this game with a desire to change something, and this happens enough times, then those individuals can align and become a force strong enough to evoke a change. And this was the run-through of ABZU. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this message will make you think for a second. I played my part in trying to send it to as many people as possible. If you like this video, go and donate for a plant or a tree or something. Honestly, you can subscribe one other time. And until that other time, think about it. Bet out.